Hello, my name is Peter Stepansky, and in this video we'll be going over assignment 15, also known as the Karate Club assignment. Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and run the code, and then to get us started, we'll do main. And then in main, I answer like all the questions that were asked for the assignment. So the first thing I checked is it symmetric, which is true. The number of members was 10. Then I returned the interactions per member using row sums. The least active count were the indices 3, 4, 5, and 9, and most active were 0, 2, and 6. And then I checked, did the least active members interact with any of the most active members? And then as you can see here, 3, 4, 5, and 9 had no interactions with the most active members. Then I got the average interactions was 3. The standard deviation of interactions was 1.732. And then I thanked for participating. All right, now let's go ahead and answer the questions, YouTube questions. Okay, so loading the data, the first thing I did was use numpy's load text function to read the metrics into the file. Once loaded, I stored it as a numpy array, so I could easily work with it. And then to do that, I also checked if it was symmetric, meaning that if members A interacted with members B, then member B would also interact with member A. So then I used a.t and compared it to A to confirm all this. And then, okay, so then the next question is, how did I obtain the numpy 1D array that contains the number of interactions for each member? So then to do that, I did it down here. So then I calculated how many interactions each member has had, and I did this by doing numpy's .sum for axis 1. This function adds up each row in the matrix. Each row in this case represents one member, and the total gives us how many how active the member was. And then after computing all the totals, I printed out the numbers of interactions down here. Okay, and then finally, how did you take advantage of interactions? Took the average of the interactions across the members. So I did that was I used the mean and standard deviation functions to calculate the essentially like the averages. And what this does is this tells us like roughly what the typical activity level looks like and how the spread of interactions is with each of the members. Another thing I did was find like the minimum and like the maximum interactions, and this kind of helped me like find the range of the interactions between all the members. All right, thank you.